Morning, guys. Mr. Banwell here. Happy Wednesday morning. You're probably thinking, why is he crouching down? I want to play a game with you before we start our English, just to get our brains working. I'm in the D&T room to film today's lesson, somewhere a bit different. Back in school, it's nice to be in here. I would like you to look very carefully at these items in front of me. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to see what you can remember. Bam! And there it is. Here we go. Can you take a couple of seconds to think, what's changed? And I'll let you know the answers in a second. Maybe pause the video, have a chat with the person next to you if you're in class. You can pause the video to have a look at home, try and work out what's different. Okay, I'll tell you. The things that changed were, this is a pot of coffee. Okay, it was there, and it was a sugar pot. Okay, isn't it? So I swapped those two around. Okay, this weighing scales was purple. It's now green, and on top of it was a pink pot. Okay, so the changes were, we changed the coffee, the sugar to coffee, and we changed the weighing scales, okay? The only thing that didn't change was this lovely pot of broken hand sanitizer. All right, let's get going with today's lesson. Just a bit of fun, all right? Just to get our brains moving. Ooh, you can see we've got some D&T tools up at the top there. That's something a bit different today. Right, let's share my screen with you and let's start on today's lesson. Fun lesson today. I like doing silly, crazy voices with sort of a dramatized effect. I would like you to have a go at that today. So today in your books, can you pause the video and get today's date and waltz in, please? Wednesday, the 20th of January. And we are going to explore speech and discuss how words are spoken. So get that in your books and pause the video. Okay, brilliant yesterday. Some amazing work sent in with your 4 columns where we analysed the 4 fairy tales. You spotted that all of those fairy tales that we looked at had similar features. Take a moment just to pause it. Again, have a quick think. Can you think about those, what those 7 features were, and just see if you can remind yourself of those. So pause it now to have a quick chat, very quick. Alrighty, well done. Let's carry on with our prefixes. I'm going to play a quick game with you. I would like you maybe to make a little grid like that, just a grid of 4. What I'm going to do is ask you to pick 4 of these words, 4 of these words. Don't change them. Put any 4 of these words into the 4 boxes. Okay, I'm going to read the antonym. All right, so I'm going to read the opposite. And if you have the opposite of that word, you can tick it off. For example, you could put in the word bug into there. If I said the word, the opposite, so if I said debug, you can tick it off. Okay, so pause the video now and put 4 of those words into your table. Go. Okay, let's play. The first word that I'm going to say is the word, let's go for non-stick. Okay, so non-stick. The next word I'm going to go for is deflate. Deflate. Okay, the next word I'm going to go for is miscount. Okay, the next word I'm going to go for is de-ice. Okay, the one after that I'm going to go for is non-fiction. Shout out bingo when you have it. I'm going to do 3 more. Let's have a think what I haven't done. Let's go for red. So misread. Okay, misread. Let's go for sense, nonsense. Okay. And let's go for mistake, mistake. Okay. Hopefully, have I said them all? I think so. Hopefully you've all got bingo. Just a bit of fun, just to get our brains going again. Okay, our writing target, I'm not going to go over. We obviously know that it is to use speech. And today is our first proper lesson of looking at that. Now, here, we're going to play a game. In class, you can do this with the person next to you. If you're at home, you can still do this. It's a bit of fun, all right? I'm going to go first, though, and show you how to play it. So it says here, okay, in red are a selection of words that are instead of saying the word said. Okay, so if you yell something, you yelled it, okay, you can say that instead of saying the word said, okay? For example, Mr. Banwell is happy today, said the teacher. That's a rubbish example, sorry. Let's go for the world is brilliant, said Mr. Banwell. Okay, I could change it from the word said to yelled. So the world is brilliant, yelled Mr. Banwell. Okay, so it changes the way we say something. I'm going to say this sentence. I love fairy tales and really enjoyed reading Babe's Three Little Pigs. And I'm going to choose one of these words to say it in. So for example, I'll give you the first one. I'm going to choose the word, let's go for laughed, okay? So I'm going to say it as if I was laughing. I love fairy tales and really enjoyed reading Babe's Three Little Pigs. Okay, how did I say it? Well, I said it and I laughed as I was saying it, okay? So let's have a go. I'm going to read that again, but I'm going to choose a different way to do it in. Ready? So let's go. I love fairy tales and really enjoyed reading Babe's Three Little Pigs. Okay, how did I say that? Did I choose which one of these words did I say it in? How did I say it? So pause the video and have a think if you need to. Okay, well done. If you said the word whispered, I said it in a whispered voice. Okay, maybe you have a go now, and then I'll have one more go. So pause the video, you have a go, and see if you can choose another word. And if you're not sure of some of these words, please ask an adult at home, or you could use your dictionary if you have one. Okay, I'm going to have one more go, and you can keep playing this for as long as you want. It's just a fun way of understanding how or what these words mean. I'm ready? I'm going to do another one. I love fairy tales and really enjoyed reading Babe's Three Little Pigs. Okay, how did I say that? Well, I said it in quite a whiny voice. I whined. Okay, so if you're whining, lots of people whine when they're not in a good mood, so whined. Okay, so you can play that again if you want to, and carry on playing that before you start today's activity. So it does link to our activity today. Our activity is going to be on the next page. What I'm showing you now is all of the speech from my fairy tale of Babe's Three Little Pigs. What I would like you to do now is read it, first of all. Okay, it's only this little bit here. It's all of the speech, so all the parts of the story where people are, or characters are talking. So where the wolf, where Babe talks, where the Three Little Pigs talk. Okay, and I've just put them all together so it's easier. What I'd like you to do is, when you're reading it, stop at any words that mean the same as said. What said words are being used? So for example, I'm just going to get my pen and I'll underline. So I'm just going to start from the top. Go, my little ones, and explore the world. Just make sure you build somewhere safe for yourselves to live in case the treacherous wolf finds you. He may still be out there somewhere, said Babe. All right, so that was an easy one because it actually is the word said, but just be careful. For example, I'm going to do the first bit for you and then you can carry on. Okay, let's do this one. Tell me when to stop when you notice the said word. So the wolf knocked on the door and said, aha, easy one again. Little pig, let me in, let me in. Okay, next one. But Percy saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole, so he answered back, no, 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 not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Ooh, now, the word said isn't there. Is there another word that means the same? Let's just have a look at that again. But Percy saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole, so he answered back. Answered is another way of using, is a different word for the word said, okay? He's answering back, he's saying something back, okay? So what I want you to do, the next one's quite a tricky one, all right, is go through the next, just all of this little bit here and underline any words that mean the word said, all right? Once you've done that, you can start looking at how do the said words change the way in which we read it. For example, I'm going to do this one. Then the wolf showed his teeth and snarled. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Okay, so the said word in that. Let's have a think. Which one is the said word? The wolf. Then the wolf showed his teeth. Does that mean he's saying anything? And snarled. Ooh, that word snarled. What does that mean? Pause and talk if you need to. Okay, the word snarled, if something's snarling at you, if you imagine an animal, a dog or something fierce, snarling, they're showing their teeth. So imagine a dog was snarling or a wolf is snarling at you. How are they feeling? How are they going to behave? Okay, how are they going to say these words that come next? Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Okay, so he's saying it in such an angry way. And that changes the way we should read it. All right, so underline all the rest of the words that mean the same as said. All right, you can pause the video now if you need to do that. If you're at home, I just want you to go through, you don't have to write these down, just go through and look and read and go, that's the one, okay? Same to if you're in class, just with your partner, go through and we'll go through these next, okay? For example, I'll show you now. So here we go. I have underlined the words. There we go. I have underlined all of the words that mean the same as said. So let's just go through and check which ones they are. So there, answered, snarl, we did together. Okay, the next one was said. They've used the word answered again as an alternative for said. Okay, that's fairly self-explanatory. So the wolf knocks on and said. Okay, answered again. Oh, the rest of them are fairly simple, okay, to find. So well done if you found those with your partner if you're in school, or well done if you found them at home, that's great. All right, so all of these, it says, which words will make you change your voice or your emotion or the way you say the sentence, okay? I certainly, my example of snarled suggests that he was angry, all right? All the rest of them, okay, have used the word said or answered. My question to you now, does that make it good to read, or is there a way we can make it even better? Okay, pause the video, maybe have a chat about that. Is it interesting, or could we make this even better? All right, hopefully you've said that actually we could change some of these words to make the text and the way the speech is said, make it more interesting. So what we're going to do is actually do that. So I'm going to ask you to have a look at our text here. All right, and I've put this here. It's a bit like a mini thesaurus for words that mean the same as said. Okay, please don't use the word unless you know what it means. It's really important that you know what the word means. If you don't know what it means, then go and find out. Okay, use the online dictionary, use a real dictionary to find out what does that actually mean. Okay, the reason I say this, if you try and use a word and you don't know what it means, then it will mean that the text doesn't make sense. All right, so please make sure that you know what the word means before you use it. All right, now I'm going to have a go at writing now. I'm going to write out some of this speech, and I'm going to be really careful to include the speech marks, okay, the inverted commas. Okay, I'm going to use all the punctuation, so where they've used exclamation marks, okay, and capital letters. I'm going to make sure I'm being really careful with that because I want to get it right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do all of this. I don't expect you to write all of this out, so please do not do that. I want you to pick maybe 3, 4 or 5 pieces of speech. So for example, I'm going to go for, first of all, I'm just going to put a little, let's highlight it. I'm going to go for this one first. Okay, so I'm going to, in a second, I'm going to copy that down. However, this time I'm going to change the word said, okay, to make it more interesting. So let's just have a look at this more closely. So we need to work out, first of all, who is it that's talking? So the wolf knocked on the door and said, so who's talking? Well, obviously it's the wolf. Now, think about the wolf in this story. How is he feeling, or how could he be feeling? All right, so he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in, let me in. Now, it might be that you pause the video now and you think about and have a discussion about how the wolf is feeling. It could, there's no wrong answer here. He could be feeling angry because he's hungry, wants, the little wolf's not letting him in. He could be trying to trick them. So he could be trying to be nice. Okay, so it might be that he's not saying it in an angry voice. He's actually saying it in a nice voice to try and trick them. So as long as you can justify it and it makes sense, then we can change that word said to pretty much anything. So let's have a go at that. I'm going to have a look at my list of words. Now I'm going to say that the wolf is in quite a, he's trying to be quite bossy. Okay, he's saying you need to let me in. All right, so I'm going to look at these words down here: argued, asserted, declared, insisted. Now, if you insist on doing something, you're saying, this is what I'm going to do this. Okay, so the wolf is insisting that he's going to go into the pig's house. All right, so I'm going to change the word said to insisted. All right, so instead, now you'll be able to do this better than me. I'm going to try and write it here. So I'm going to write out my sentence again, but instead of the word said, I'm going to go for the word insisted. This is where it all goes wrong. Okay, so make sure you're spelling it correctly, please. Okay, I don't think this is bad considering I'm using a mouse. Insisted. Okay, so let's now read that. Now, if he was insisting, he would be being quite bossy. So I'm trying to say it now in more of a bossy voice. All right. The bit that I'm saying in a bossy voice, though, is the words inside the speech marks, inside the inverted commas. Okay. So that is the only bit I'm going to say in a bossy voice. I'm going to say the rest of it in my normal voice. So let's try this. So the wolf knocked on the door and insisted, little pig, let me in, let me in. Okay, so I'm saying it, my voice has changed, okay, and I'm saying it in an insistent voice, okay? I'm being quite bossy with them. So that is what I want you to do. That is today's tasks. I want you to choose maybe, 3, 4 or 5 pieces of speech, okay? Get them in your book, all right? And then I want you to change the word said to another word that means the same thing. All right. Once you have done that, I just want you to have a play around with it. I want you to practice, all right, saying the changes you have made, okay, and see if you can maybe play with a family member at home and they have to guess what word it is that you've changed it to. So if you, for example, I'm just going to go back. If you change one of these to, so the wolf, let's change something. Now this one, so the wolf showed his teeth and said, now if he's again shown his teeth, all right, he might be one of these, okay. I'm going to choose something like snapped down there, okay, for snapping, okay. If you think of an animal when it's cross, it might bark at you, okay. Barked is a good one, actually. There it is at the top there. So think about how they're saying it. If he's getting more cross now, you can see it. So the wolf showed his teeth. If he's showing his teeth, he's getting really cross, all right? So think about which word you're going to choose, and I want you to change it and then practice saying it in that voice, all right? Please send through any work that you think is really, really good, and I'd love to be able to see it later, okay? Good luck with your activity. Please message if you are stuck. Don't spend ages on this, okay? If you can only do 3, that's great, okay? That shouldn't take you more than the hour, okay? So good luck, and I'll catch up with you guys. Ooh, let's get off that. I'll catch up with you later.